right? One of the first things I did was I wrote legislation that says you can't put a homeless shelter within 500 feet of a subway station. And Lester Chang carried that piece of legislation to the assembly, so we have identical bills on both sides. Now, it didn't pass yet, right? However, I don't see one single Democrat co-sponsor for my bill or his bill. And that includes the other local electeds over here. Now, with that said, I confronted, we have something in Albany. I'm going to tell you what that is. In Albany, on Tuesdays, we call it Tin Cup Tuesday. Why? Because everybody from everywhere is up in Albany going like this. Excuse me. Can I? You got a dollar? You got a dollar? You got a dollar? That's why we call it Tin Cup Tuesday. And Eric Adams was no exception. He was up there begging for money. So I sat him down in front of me on the public hearing floor in hearing room B, and I asked him, do you know how much you spend on each homeless person each day? He says, oh, well, who would have go, I don't know, it's a lot. I said, it's funny that you don't know because I do. It's $750. You spend $750 a day on each homeless person. That comes out to $22,000 a month. I said, why don't you? I said, it doesn't cost me $22,000 a month to pay for a house and raise a family of 4. I said, why don't you give them $200 a day, cash? That's $6,000 a month. You save $16,000. That guy can get on with $200 a day, right? Why? Why won't he do it? Because the other $16,000 is going into somebody's pocket. All right, so that's some of the things that I speak out against. That's some of the voices that I carry up to Albany. I let them know that we're on to them, right? And Lester does too, right? Everybody saw me confront Mamdani on crime, on school food, on the ridiculous, on the garbage cans. And he's dancing around the subjects. I said, did you know there was 50 airbags stolen in my neighborhood overnight, in one night? He says, well, I don't know. I go, I'm up here in Albany and I know, how come you don't know? Right? So that's what I'm up against over here, all right? So I'm very happy to bring those questions to Albany for everybody. Next, I want to introduce one of our neighbors over here, Dr. Lisa Ng.